And now we'll go back to Abuja, talking on the heated confrontation between Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and a military officer over an alleged land grabbing, and will be joined by Senior Special Assistant to the Minister of the FCT, Lere Olayinka. Mr. Olayinka, good evening one more time. I believe you can hear me now. Can you tell us what your response was to the confrontation between Minister Nyesom Wike and the military officer over the land grabbing allegation in Gaduwa District?
Well, what we saw today was an example of the kind of country that we are, where people believe that once they are in position or they are out of position, they have power, they can use it anyhow. Somebody was Chief of Naval Staff. He served this country. He says we expect a high level of discipline. We expect him to be a defender of law and authority of this country. Unfortunately, that person took up a land in Gaduwa without title document, without building approval. He started building, and officials of the Department of Development Control of the FCTA went to him to say, "Oh, Oga, you don't have approval to build here. You don't even have genuine ownership of this land, and also the land is a road buffer zone where you are not even supposed to build." They told him to stop building. He refused. When they went there, he stationed soldiers there, armed military men there. They threatened to shoot those officials, and they came back to report to the minister. This happened, and the minister put a call through to the Chief of Defense Staff, and he said, "Oh, as the minister, let me also go there. Whether these people are even lying to me, let me go and see things for myself." And he went there. What did we see there? We saw military men telling their fellow uniformed men that they are nothing. I am an officer, or I am a military officer. I am a regular officer. I am this and that. The police, you are just telling the policemen they are just nothing. You cannot talk to me anyhow. You cannot do anything. I don't see when we want Nigeria to run properly, and things like this happen. And I've seen some people, maybe because it is Wike, clapping for this military man, clapping for him for doing illegal duty, because it is not the function of military men to guard private property. That is a private property. This person was employed or assigned to protect the former Chief of Naval Staff, and the people assigned to protect you ask them to leave you vulnerable and go and be guarding the land that you took illegally. That was what happened exactly. And the minister only went there to say, "Okay, as a minister, let me see what happened here. Let me even see the land. Let me use my eye to see, so that I will be able to take informed position." He called the Chief of Defense Staff before going there. And when they went there, it almost turned to the military of people attacking the minister. I was there, I saw everything, and I am like, if a retired naval officer, the Chief of Naval Staff, could do this, it means that I begin to wonder what this kind of person would have done if he were to be the president of this country. Somebody who has retired as Chief of Naval Staff, and he took land illegally, and they told you stop building, and you said because you are a retired military officer, nobody can tell you to stop building, and you continue to build. And the next thing you had to do was to send armed military men to guard that private property of yours. It is embarrassing. It is sad and it is shameful.
Also mentioned just now that the Minister of the FCT did call the retired Chief of Naval Staff before heading to the land. Was he able to get an understanding of why the land is being taken by the Chief Naval Staff? Was he able to get a reason of how he got the land? Because you mentioned that he got it illegally.
I have mentioned two things. Before you can own a land, you must have title document that confer ownership on you. On this land, there is nothing like that. Then after you have obtained title document which give you ownership of the land, before you start building, there must be building approval by the development control. This has not been done. The development control did not approve the buildings, so you cannot build when you have to take your plan to the development control. They will look at it and they will look at the land. Then before they will approve. Now this did not happen, and they told them that we have not approved this building. You cannot continue to build. Instead of them to say, okay, what should we do? Should we do this and that and that? They did not. The next thing was to bring soldiers to begin to threaten, to shoot officers of the Federal Capital Territory Administration that went on lawful duty to carry out their lawful duties. That's why I said this is shameful. Should we also now, are we also getting to a level that, if it was this kind of person, right? If it was a private person, a civilian, so will he have involved armed thugs? Will the man have involved maybe even involve bandits to come and guard the property for him? Because that is what he would have done if he did not have the power to say military men assigned to protect me should now go and do another duty for me. And we all know it is not the duty of military men to protect private properties. It is illegal. It is illegal. And now we have like more than 10 armed military men protecting on a property that is under construction. And Nigeria is facing insecurity everywhere. The military men that should protect us, that should fight for us, are being sent to protect private properties or buildings that are under construction. That's why I said the other time that this is an embarrassment, and it is. And could you also imagine that even right there, the minister called the Chief of Defense Staff and gave the phone to this officer. I saw the way he collected the phone, and I saw the way he was even talking to the Chief of Defense Staff. I was shocked. I was embarrassed.
But because of time, my question now will be, what is the FCT doing? What are the plans to resolve this particular issue in crisis?
There's nothing to resolve on this issue. The land does not, on paper, does not belong to the former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Gambo, Awad Subaru Gambo. The land does not belong to him. If he wants to own the land, he knows what to do. Until he does that, he cannot build on the land. And when the land, if it is also possible that he now gets ownership of the land, he has to bring his building plan for approval by the development control. That is the process. As of today, he does not own the land and he cannot build there. And the minister has said it. If he likes, let him go and bring 12 whatever battalion or soldiers that he can bring. That place, he cannot develop it. That is simple.
Okay, Mr. Olayinka, thank you so much for giving us some level of clarification on this situation. I'm sure we'll see how it unravels. Thank you.